Good afternoon, everyone. You're very welcome to this webinar on transport and supply chain management. The purpose of this session is to give you some information, in particular regarding the programme of study and a little bit more about the college as a whole. In the seminar here we have myself as John Moss, Head of Faculty for the Built Environment, Creative and Life Sciences, in which this programme of study sits. And we also have with us Linda Clark, our Curriculum Support Officer. So hopefully you'll find our session informative this afternoon. Can I just say that you can ask questions of us at any time. We will deal with them either through the webinar or more extensively at the end. We'll have a little bit more time to submit your question. You'll see from the slide here that you just use your Q&A panel to submit those, and the icon for this is on the top right corner of your screen. So please feel free to ask that at any time. I suppose to start, we want to give you a little bit more detail about the college and the support functions within the college that will help you while you study here. The question obviously that will be in everybody's mind is why you study at South West College. To start with, obviously, there's always the financial reasons. It is much more cost effective to study with ourselves at the college compared to universities and other higher education institutions. So that's something to consider. That'll lead to less debt. But in particular, there's the advantage of studying close to home. So this near to home study is very, very convenient, particularly when we're all trying to juggle very, very busy lives. And so, while you study at home, you have those home comforts that we've all grown accustomed to. But in addition to that, you are saving on accommodation costs, which are going to be the biggest proportion of your costs if you go to study away from home. And there are other, obviously, living costs associated with that. There are other additional benefits to ourselves in terms of small class sizes compared to universities. We would generally have a group size of around about 10 to 15 students, be that full-time or part-time mode of study. Sometimes in the universities, those groups can be much larger than that, particularly in areas of mathematics and so on and so forth, where we always have those smaller group sizes. And you will find that very, very beneficial when you study with ourselves. That one-to-one support is a given in the college, and you will find that significant as you study on the Transport and Supply Chain Management Programme. Can I also say that there are a wide range of bursaries and scholarships available to you while you study higher education with ourselves. Last year within the college, we provided approximately £130,000 worth of scholarships. Huge support to our students. And again, you can avail of that while you study with ourselves on this higher education programme. Those are not just the only reasons. We have a very strong student support network within the college. That invaluable advice and guidance that you as a student will want to tap into while you study with ourselves from time to time. Those exist across the areas of careers, finance, academic mentoring, and health and well-being. All part of a very strong, excellent support and wraparound service within the college, not just the academic side of your studies. You will have the opportunity to choose from a wide range of qualifications across a number of levels in higher education. And we'll come to look at this one in particular in just a little bit. You'll get access to state-of-the-art facilities and equipment that you would find in industry. Just over the last 4 years, for instance, as a college, we have committed £6 million of capital expenditure to estates and to equipment that is absolutely state-of-the-art and there for your benefit while you study with ourselves. So we can stay ahead of that curve and equip you, if you like, with the skills that you need to succeed at industry level while you graduate and move on. You'll get taught by industry qualified lecturers. All of our lecturers, while they're equipped with regard to their own qualifications up to master's and degree level, PhD lecturer qualified there, but also all coming with an industrial background, which is essential in preparation of you for the world of work. You will have the opportunity again to choose from a wide range of placement opportunities. Transport and the supply network that sits around that will provide you with a huge opportunity for employment. And ultimately, that is your goal in entering a program study like this, becoming qualified in it, is also our goal. And we have got very, very close industrial working relationships, huge in this area here, which you'll be reassured to hear. There are, again, other benefits to working, or sorry, to living at home while you work and or study with ourselves. A lot of our students will continue to work very closely and train very closely with their sports clubs. And our students would inform us quite a bit about the importance of that. Being able to continue your community interest, perhaps continue with some part-time work, and in particular those sports clubs that you're all involved with locally. You'll get the opportunity obviously to make new networks and connections even while you study at home. There is a large international study program that exists within the college as a whole, but in particular within our own faculty, and that is something that while you study on this program, that you would also have the opportunity to avail of. So not just local connections, but international connections while you study at home. And I have to say that is a huge, huge benefit to our students to be able to go and experience the cultural and working environments that exist right around the world. And so that obviously exists within Europe, but extends much, much further than that. We have very close links there with Russia, with Canada, with America, and in particular with China. So we're all over the world and more extensively within the European Union. So it is an opportunity for you to learn the higher technical skills that industry will require from yourselves, as well as the softer ones. And you know, employers are telling us all of the time about the importance of team working and having that team working ethic, leadership, and the self-reliance for all of us to be able to manage our own selves first and foremost, and then manage the world of work. Just a little bit more about some of those clubs and societies, not just that you would have been connected with within your own community, but within the college itself. We have our own college clubs and teams, and as you can see from the slide, they've been very, very successful. And all of those clubs and societies, I can tell you, are growing from strength to strength year on year, and you can see some of the success around that. In particular, can I highlight to you the counselling. We have a free, and I have to stress, confidential counselling service available to all of our students and staff within the college, and that can be availed of at any time. Just a little bit more with regard to the financial support then. You know, we have that student finance NI, so just like universities, those financial and support networks are all available to you at the college, be that through tuition fees, maintenance loans, and grants. We talked a little bit earlier about the bursaries and the scholarships. We also have an SWC hardship fund available to our students. You can see there the contact for that is www.studentfinanceni.co.uk, and that will take you through the whole application process and the methods of payment associated with that. So just as in the university, all of those financial support systems sit within the college, and you'll have access to all of that financial aid. Now a little bit more about the programme itself. We have developed within the college an extensive range of open university programmes. This is one of the programmes, the BSc Honours and the Foundation degree in Transport and Supply Chain Management. We're very excited about this programme. As I say, it's new to us for this academic year. I can tell you it is the only programme of its kind in Northern Ireland, and indeed further afield on the island. There's really only one other in the south of Ireland. So we are very, very excited to be able to offer this programme in transport and the wider supply chain system that sits around it. Transport, as you may or may not know, plays a pivotal role in supporting the UK's future economic success. Across the UK, just the road freight transport alone contributes over £13 billion worth to the UK economy. Huge central industry that sits around a lot of other industries, if you like, there to support and to enable those. So it's a very wide and vast area, if you like, that hosts huge employment opportunities right across the sector. And can just say to you, those opportunities exist within the four main realms of transport, if you like. We have road, we have rail, we have air, and we have sea. So all of those four components provide huge opportunities. No doubt you'll be aware that COVID has a certain impact on air transport negatively, but for all of the other systems of transport, their business has actually increased, and some of them exponentially. That said, while the air passenger flow may be down, air freight is actually up. So there are conversations within that as well. So you will have employment opportunities across all of those areas. You're also very, very aware of our focus on climate change and how we mitigate against that, and therefore a central core theme of our programme of study here is low carbon transport and how we maximise that, again within the supply chain sector. So the programme is very much about offering you core knowledge and higher technical skills in transport. Very, very important. And will obviously give you the opportunity to enter into employment or to continue and progress your studies at a higher level. And you will have the opportunity through a part-time mode to have either of those. So the programme is available at foundation degree level and at BSc Honours degree level in both modes, full-time and part-time. So obviously in part-time, you can continue with your work and study, and as well as that, will afford you the opportunity to continue more with your home life, if you like, balancing all three of those equally. Just a little bit more about the detail of the modules that you will study while undertaking that programme. If we start with the foundation degree, you can see a range of core modules there. They start with the principles of the supply chain and the management of that. Sustainable transportation, which I have alluded to earlier, core theme running through all of our programme, if you like. The transport logistics, as you can imagine, the operational detail that sits behind all of the transport flow of goods or people, huge logistical arrangement there, and therefore it's important that you get to study that to prepare you for that whenever you enter the world of work. Obviously, digital aspects and the business technologies in there. We have data analysis and statistics. With regard to the transport, safety and compliance is an area always, but particularly as we work towards Brexit, that compliance will change, and therefore it's very timely that you would get to study that and prepare you for that change as we embark upon that Brexit situation. There are other modules there like freight operations, passenger transport operations and management, road transport operations and management, and we have got work-based learning. All of those modules are 20 credit modules, with the exception of the work-based learning module. That is a supervised assessed module of double weighted points, 40 credit points, or CAP points, that will allow you to bring all of what you've learned within the program into that module and apply it in the world of work. So that's a significant module there. Sits within all of our foundation degree programs. It is time for me to tell you that we have got a strategic approach to our industrial engagement within the college. We work through our industrial advisory boards, or IABs. We have an industrial advisory board for this program of study, even though it's new. It's very, very vibrant. It's very informative. It covers all of Northern Ireland. It covers the industrial sector as well as the academic world. So just to let you know that we have that network in place and take that aspect of your study very, very serious. Moving on to look at the entry requirements for our foundation degree, very similar to other foundation degrees. I do apologize, this is a bit text heavy. We do have to put it all in there. You will have the opportunity to go back and look at this. You can pause this webinar at any time, or you can go back and look at the recording in your own time. But to pick out the salient points there, 48 UCAS points or above for this program of study. You can access it through our traditional A-level or vocational A-level route. The vocational one obviously will be the BTEC or Pearson's. You will also have the opportunity to access it through Leaving Cert, mainly coming from the south of Ireland, or Scottish qualifications, and there are other ones that make up that 48 UCAS points. For anyone that's got an extensive knowledge, working knowledge and experience of the transport and supply chain sectors, if you do not have formal qualifications, then there is an APEL route there that will allow us to work with you to demonstrate that you have the necessary eligible criteria met to study the program at foundation degree level. So whatever you're coming with there, we will sit down and work with you to maximize your UCAS 48 weighted points or more to get you on the program. Obviously, progression, foundation degree operates at level 4 and level 5. In terms of progression, whenever you graduate from your foundation degree level, you have the opportunity to enter the world of work. The foundation degree is a qualification in its own right. It's a full certified program. Or you can also progress your higher education studies to the next level. That next level, and I suppose the career path that you'd be on, would be the BSc Honours Level 6 top-up degree in Transport and Supply Chain Management, which is available to you also at the college, and we'll talk about that a little more in a minute. Can I just say that the foundation degree is a very strong, broad-based, as I say, knowledge-based and higher technical-based program of study, which will take you into the higher technical level of work within industry. You will have the opportunity to enter the world of work, and if you wish, take on your studies part-time while maintaining your work there. So those are avenues that are available to you at this point. Moving on then to look at the BSc Honours Transport and Supply Chain Management. This is a top-up degree. What is significant about this program of study is it's called a top-up because with 1 year full-time study, you can have your full honours degree. That is quite significant. The modules that you will study, obviously, they're quite much shorter than the foundation degree, but you'll have supply chain management, project management and professional ethics. Again, very much industry-based module. You have the collaborative project, inventory management and warehousing. Obviously, another important component of transport and the entire supply chain and the network of which that supply chain works through. And finally, and most importantly, your research and dissertation module. That is a double-weighted module also, where you will be taken through an element of research pertaining to the transport or supply chain sectors, and it will form your dissertation. We will support you extensively with that module internally. Just with regard to the staffing of the programme, we, as I said to you previously, we have staff up to PhD level. We actually have emeritus professors teaching with us on the programme. Hugely experienced staff that have been strongly involved in all aspects of research and will support you through that very, very important module. Again, there's an opportunity for you within that research module, as well as the project management and professional ethics module, to pick up on a piece of work that may exist within your employment. It could be something needs solved or something needs further investigation, and we will enable you to bring that in, build it into your research and dissertation module, and develop that further. So that will be a benefit to you and also your place of work. The entry criteria for the top-up, the one-year top-up, obviously your foundation degree is the most obvious route for you to avail of this. But we do have opportunities built in for students who have maybe not come through the dedicated foundation degree route, but it could be another foundation degree, for instance in IT or business or engineering or construction, or it could be a higher national certificate or higher national diploma, all of which would have been studied previously. Again, there is the opportunity to avail of a Pell Air. Now, just to clarify alongside that, we do need your GCSE mathematics and your GCSE English or equivalent to support you with that. As you can see from the slide, we do have an opportunity for international students to come and study with us at the college, which is a growing area for the college presently. Again, progression is very, very important at all levels of our study, and each one of these is just a step. So on completion of your BSc Honours in Transport and Supply Chain Management, you will have the opportunity to progress and study at postgraduate level. It will be at an MSc or other equivalent level. So that those opportunities do exist. So we would be encouraging you to avail of that and take that all the way up, right up to PhD level. We would support you obviously with that as well. That's just a little bit about the programme itself. Obviously, we don't have the opportunity at this time to go into all details of it, but at any time that you want to inquire further, you can contact us at the college through our website. There's an opportunity there for you to apply to the programme of study. It's quite a straightforward online application, direct application there. You just go to www.swc.ac.uk and click apply, and that will take you through the whole process. As I say, outside of that, at any time, if you want further contact, you can contact myself directly, or you can contact my colleague who's in the session with us, Linda Clark, who is the Curriculum Support Officer there, and one of us will respond to you as soon as we can and get you the information that you require at the time. And don't forget that an application does not mean that you are committing to anything in particular. It just takes you through a process whereby you can find out a lot more detail about the programme itself and be considered for it. Just what I would like to say, just ahead of any questions, that we are all responding to a new an evolving situation with regard to the COVID-19 virus. As a college, we are doing all that we can to ensure that our students continue to have the highest level of quality learning experience. Hugely important to us. I can tell you that if you study this program with ourselves, that you will have a blended approach. It will be a mixture of on-site and remote learning. We will work out that balance to make sure that you have that optimum learning experience. We are back on site with other programs of provision at the minute, the lower levels. All of that's working very, very well with us. We're maintaining social distancing. We've got our sanitising systems in place. We've got our circulation flows worked out. We do have our signage and supervision all in place. So there should be no fears around any of that. As I say, all of us are here to ensure that you have the optimum learning experience while undertaking a higher education programme in transport and supply chain management. That takes us to the point whereby we have the opportunity to consider questions, further questions you may have from this session, or can I say if you have other questions that may arise in the future, you can contact us with those also. And just check. We don't have any new questions. I think that's reassuring for us. I think that's a good point. I hope that you found this webinar informative and that you found it also reassuring with regard to our response to the COVID-19 virus. You've learned a little bit more about the programme itself and the wider support networks that sit within the college. All that are staffed with committed people who want to see you succeed at every level. If you're watching this webinar and you feel this may not be for you, can I just encourage you to apply, take that step, and that is one that I have no doubt you will find rewarding and enjoyable. I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of myself and my colleague Linda Clark for thanking you for taking the time to watch and listen to the information. Thank you.